Okay, everybody, I'm here. Tonight, I'm going to be watching my battery level. It's charged again all day. I do not see no audio, so I think I should be good. You should be able to see me and hear me. Welcome, 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 Jill Blanchette. It's the 25th, so it's Christmas card night. So, I need some jingle bells or something. Jing, 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 jing. Okay, I'm going to get started. We don't really have a whole lot of new stuff to talk about. Talked about it all last night, but I guess if you're just joining me, I am from Vicksburg, Michigan, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. We have sales going on for another week for 30% off most of the kits and a join special for $155 in products for $99. If any of that's interesting and you need to know more information, give me a shout. Message me or yeah, I'd say message me on here on Facebook. So let me see. All right, I'm going to turn my camera down because I'm not really sure what all Friday night. I don't get a lot of participation on Friday nights. So I'm going to turn my camera down and, oh, Vesta's on. Hey, Vesta, can you hear and see me? I hope you'll let me know if you can't. I'm going to go now to over here. We're going to use the, I'm drawing a blank here. Reindeer Fun. We're using Reindeer Fun tonight. Quick card, won't be long, won't take up too much of your night. Let me show you. Here's Reindeer Fun. Stamp set. Dies. So this makes like an opening. There's a wreath that's not over here. This tree is there. These are all there. Oh, look, I missed this one today when I made my little presents. I didn't see that bow in there. So that bow would go on like probably like this present. You want to go this way? I would suspect. I didn't see that in there. I would have used it. I used this little bow instead, but there's some presents, some like a poinsettia, some bells, those things, these lights, these are not in the kit or in the stamp set. But there is the reindeer to cut out and this other reindeer head. I'm going to show you guys this first off, okay? And then I'll set it off to the side. There is a little 3-piece die set in there that make a deer, a reindeer. I'm going to call it a reindeer. And I just want to show you how it layers, just in case you keep seeing how cute it looks and wondering how they're doing it. It's this little deer here. I need my pick tool. Get that out of there. Oh, right here. There we go. All right. So I used, I'm going to call that layer number 2. No, that's layer number 3. Layer number 2, I did in white. I'll put that down here. And then the layer number 3, the solid back image. So I guess I just told them to you wrong. I'm surprised I'm still functioning. I got up at 3 o'clock this morning, couldn't sleep. And I've been doing my paper pumpkin videos all day and I'm exhausted. So I'm surprised I can even think straight. But here's the pieces that make up this cute deer. All right. And I'm just going to real quick put it together to show you how, oh, hey, Christy. And Dawn, oh yeah, hopefully I'll sleep good tonight. So this we're going with early espresso. That's the back. Then this one just lays right over the top. Just like that. And then this guy lays right over the top of that. Makes the cutest little deer. And you'll see, can you see that the little whites of his eyes are built right in? So there's nothing that you have to do to this deer to get him to look cute. And if you have any of the other some back in a few years ago, we had some dies that made our stamps that made a party hat you could cut out. I know there's some other Tim Holtz has his crazy birds and stuff that have party hats and whatnot, but I just wanted to show you that piece of this bundle, these dies, because I messed up and totally changed. I made a card, a sample card, and yep, I cut my pieces for the video and said, "Oh, let's change up the paper." Well, then I don't use the deer in the new card, so I needed to show you the cute little deer and how he worked. So here's the paper that goes with the suite, I guess, the bundle. Just got some really nice Christmas patterns to it. Very nice. And the dies will cut out some of these larger deer. I think like this one, it cuts out. So it saves some fussy cutting. If you want to, oh, here's another paper. I didn't show you that one. Oh yeah, I did. I didn't show you the back. I'll show you that one. It's got some poinsettias on the back, but it's really cool paper. Stampin' Up comes up with some nice papers. So let's stuff all this in the wrapper and get cracking here. So I'm going to do my best to be able to show this second card. If you cut these correctly, you'll get two, you can do two cards. So where's my card? Here's my card. Okay, I saw this is a Lynn Dunn design that I saw hers, and I know a zillion and one people have done it, but I was looking at her sample. Oh, it must have been from a few years ago, and I just found it on my computer. And so I thought, oh, I'll show that. So it's just all kind of in the cutting, and if you cut it right, you can get another card done with the pieces. So this is where I use the deer. And so I wasn't going to show that to you in my second card. I shook up all the colors. So I had to come up and show you that. So let me get my little instructions out here that I took some notes for myself. All right, so our base, these aren't real paper friendly because you're going to use a 5.5 by 11. So you've trimmed off a strip of paper. I guess you could make a belly band with it if you wanted, because the card is, you know, it's not really necessarily going to stay closed really well. Maybe I did something wrong and it's supposed to stay closed, but mine doesn't. So you could make a belly band to put on it, or you could use the way that I have it here. You could put a little Velcro dot on the back, or a little magnet even, but we've got our 5.5 by 11. We need the long arm. Well, I'm not going to put the long arm out, but you could. You need to score at 3 3/8. and then 7 5/8, or you could just turn it around and do it at 3 3/8 again. All right, so I'm gonna put my trimmer away for a second. So now what you want to do, get your ruler out and my pencil. Where'd my pencil go? And along the 5.5-inch side, you want to make a mark at 1 inch. So I'm going to say figure out where you want your top to be, if I did it right. So I'll have this be the top of my card. So we're going to go 5 1/4. You're going to make a mark at 3/4 of an inch. Then you're going to come down to this side and do the same thing. Oh, you know what? I lied. It's 1 inch, not 3/4 of an inch. The other card I was doing today was at 3/4 of an inch. So we want 1 inch. Let me put it up against my thingy here too and see if that helps me. Make sure that I got at the 1 inch with your grid here. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4 and make a 1 inch mark. Then we're going to come down to the bottom and we're going to do the same thing. Then we're going to turn it so the bottom of the card now is along the top. And we're going to go 1 inch in from both sides. So we're going to come into 10 here. And we're going to come in 1 inch over here. I'm okay. Now I'm challenged usually when it comes to cards like this. So here's hoping it's going to work right. All right, so now bring your trimmer back in. So you're going to do 1 inch down from each side on the 5.5-inch side. And you're going to make a mark 1 inch in from both sides along the 11-inch side. Then we're going to put it in our trimmer here, and we're going to line up our dots. And we're going to trim it off. Now this is where, like I said, if you trim it right, you got pieces for another card. And then we're going to come to our dot and we're going to trim to our score line. Dot, score line. Now we're going to come and do the same on this side. We're going to go from our dot to the dot. Our little tick marks. That one might not have been right on spot there. And then we're going to put our dot back in there and we're going to come to the score line. And then that, I'm going to move this out of the way for a second. That completes our card. So we can burnish those folds in. Find my okay. So now we got our card base. Then we need 2 sheets of paper that are 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to show you. This is also where I get easily confused. So we're going to cut both of these at the same time. But I'm going to show you that this is my A side and this is my B side. And so if you got a special, which one you want on the top or the bottom, we've got both of our A sides facing up. So then I cut it and cut it. And to lay these down on our card, in this case, this top paper is going to go over here along the edge in my cut marks. And then this one has to get flipped over to the B side for my cut marks. So this one would now be on this side. Does that make sense? So if you want the presents up, which I did, I would want to flip that over. And I want my trees on the right-hand side. So we're going to start again with our papers. So my bottom one is on the A side. My top one is actually on my B side. So we're going to cut it. I don't know if I'm going to. And then we're going to flip it over to fit over here. Oh, see, got myself all confoozled. We got our A's, and so I guess I'm going to just flip this one over and put it on the top because I want it over here. That's where I got to go. And this one will be all right. I think I got to do them both on this side. We'll just try it, see what we get. Let's see if I do both B's. If I got two B's up, which is what we got now, our top B will go over here, and then this one's got to come over to A. So one of them needs to be inverted. You guys following along, or I got y'all really super confused? A and A. So we're going to cut them. So I know I want this one on the top because I want it to go over here. And then this has got to go like this. So I want to put this one. I want to put, that's how I think I want to put them. I want to put my two A sides on the outside. And you guys probably knew that, and I missed it in the comments. Hey, Julie. Who else we got on? Julie, I saw Patty. All right, so now we want to measure the same way. We've got these 3 1/4 by 5 1/4, and we want to go 1 inch down. Is that right? Let me see. Let me think for a second. We got to go 1 inch down. And 1 inch across. Does that seem right? Yes, it does. Let me see. We're going to cut that. We're going to cut that. Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to put our little ticker marks in there. And we're going to cut both of these bad boys at the same time. And I totally missed that mark right there. So God only knows what I'm going to end up with for. Oh, it's going to fit on my paper, but. And then we're going to turn it, and I'm going to put that ticker mark in, and we're going to go up to the corner. So like that. I need a new blade. See that as well. And then we're going to trim those up to the corner. Okay. Set this aside for a hot second. Bring our paper back in. Let me trim that up where I tried to get my little frayed pieces off. So now this should glue on here. And leave just to see if I didn't cut it exactly right. And this is where I said if we don't cut it right, let me it's too late now that I've cut it for my little pieces, but I'll still show you the second little card you can make. And I believe we want to put this all the way over. So we're going to glue this one on the left-hand side. Put that on here. Tried to pick a color that I could see a little better, but not so much. Okay, then we're going to close that down. Oh, you guys, I did the wrong side. Look at, oh no, I didn't. Yes, I did. No, what did I do? That's not even remotely close, is it? What in the devil? Oh yeah, that is. Okay, so we just got to move that up. Phew. I'm going to cut a little bit off. This looks like it was a little bit too long. Measure, 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 guys. When you do these cards with all the cuts and stuff, it does matter. And I can't just whip through them like my brain wants to do and say, ah, it'll work, because it doesn't necessarily. It's not lining up right. So practice your first run on like white. And don't be in a hurry. I think you're taking up people's time. That one fits like the way it's supposed to. This one over here I have a little bit wonky. But you can put either side up that you want. I just thought I wanted the trees up. Then on the inside, we're going to use a 5 1/4 by 4. This is not the right one. 5 1/4 by 4-inch piece of white. Let's see what I got here. I got a stash of white over here. That looks pretty good. I got a stash of white that is oh, I don't want. Did I make my card too small, you guys? I did. I told you guys that's part of my problem right there. We needed a 5 1/2 inch base, and for some stupid reason, I got 5 1/4. So that would be most of my problem right there. But you know, we'll cut her down. We'll go 5 1/8. Jeez Louise. Like I said, I've been making paper pumpkin videos all day. I didn't get them loaded yet, but it won't be long. They're all moved over to my computer, and now I can put the graphic and stuff in there. So, all right. So that's what we get. Again, we needed a 5 1/2 this way by 11 sheet. You made a ticker mark in at 1 inch on each side. Oops, over here. 1 inch on the 5 1/2 side and 1 inch on the base. And then we cut from the dots to the dot, from the dot to the fold. And that's what makes this fold. All right, so then yeah, then oh, see, I'm looking where I'm backwards. Everything else is over to my right, and it's always on my left. So we have, oh, that's for our second card. I've got a piece of Granny Apple Green that measures 3.5 by 1.25. And then I've got a piece of white that measures here it is. It's all mixed in. This is, I went down on the fourths on this one. So this is 3.25 by 1. Then I brought over red ink. And we're going to use the May All Your Days Be Full of Cheer from this Reindeer Fun set. I really need to get some more of this letter block, but I think this is one that discontinued. H. I like this, and I don't have enough H's. So then we're going to just stick it down. We're going to stamp it down in our real red. Let's see. Oh, that looks pretty good. Yay me. And I'm going to glue it onto the little base piece here, the Granny Apple piece. Yes, it is fixable. So if you guys make it, just make sure that you make your paper 5.5. 5.5, that's the key. And then we're going to glue this onto the front. Well, maybe I'll have the presents be up. I thought I liked the... Oh, I think I'm going to put the presents on the top. I don't know why. I'm just feeling the presents on this one. I'm going to put glue on like half of it. And just stick it down. Try and center it at least. Stick it down. And then for your inside, you can go smaller so that you don't see this white up here. I kind of liked the white up there, but you can put a smaller piece so that you don't see the white up there. And then I'm going to put Merry Christmas in red. Just pop that right here in the center. And then I used the dies for the gifts. And I showed you guys I used this little bow because I didn't see the other one like this that was in the die set. So we're just gonna glue a couple of the presents down here on the bottom. I'm gonna glue them flat just so that it'll help the things stay shut a little better, the card. Put that down a little bit. And I do not have my afterthought here. Use a gray marker and ground those. Hold on, I got it right here. Afterthought. So get yourself a light. Oh. And then if you want, you can like come under your bow and such and just give it that shadow that it needs to ground it down there. So it's not floating. And then there is our card, you guys. Easy peasy, especially if you do with the right dimensions. It's wonderful. And I'm going to show you, even though I didn't do mine correctly, if you have a piece, let me make sure this is right. 5 1/4 by 4. So get yourself another piece of like white, and then a 1" by 4 1/4" scrap of one of your patterns that you used. And now I'm going off from what I quickly read from Lynn's directions, because I didn't ever, now that I've made, I did not cut them correctly. But according to Lynn's directions, if you put this 1" by 4 1/4", you can come in with these little pieces, the bigger pieces, I believe. And so you can glue these pieces down. Oh, and I used 2 different, I didn't use the same piece, so we're just going to go with it. But you can glue them like this. And this is where I'm saying, if you cut your pieces properly. Now this one looks like I cut it right. So we'll glue that one down. I'll show you with this one. These should slide right in here. And you just have to like jigsaw puzzle them back together. And it probably would be a little cuter if my paper was the same paper. And then we take the other pattern. So then we take the other big green one that we had, or whatever color your base is. We're just going to glue that in there. My first one was I really cut it. Well, I cut it and then I trimmed trying to do a couple things. So when I was done hacking at it, there was no way I could have used it. And then this one will slide right in there. And like I said, this would where it'd be a little bit cuter, because if you use the same paper so that you could flip them around. So this is what you get. Let me pull it up and kind of get them all at the same. And maybe it's a kind of what Julie will tell us in the quilt cards, that if you were to maybe go and emboss this or something, that you might not see that these aren't like completely the right length and stuff. But this paper, it probably needs to be the same. It'd be way cuter if it was like that, but I don't have another piece to toss in there. That this one's too short, but you get it. So you can make a second card, then layer this on top of, let me flip this over and just kind of go with this. So then if you layered that over here, now you've got a card, and then you could put some ribbon across here before you adhered it. And one of the sentiments, we've got all those sentiments now that they got the dies that cut out, and you can feed ribbon through them and whatnot. Or what I was thinking of when I was going to possibly try it is the evergreen tree stuff that we have in the mini catalog. You could die cut a couple evergreens and put them on the front here, and then put some ribbon. She actually had a piece of matching, so she'd used this garden green paper. Then it was 4 inches wide, and she tore it like this, and then put it sticking out below her stuff like this. I'm hoping you can use your imagination a little bit. We're crafty people, so we should have an imagination. Now, if this was Mike, he can't imagine anything. He's like, you got to go put it together. So it doesn't even do me any good to run an idea by him because I have to make it to show it to him. But she had like a coordinating green. This would be the green. And then she had a ribbon over it and then a sentiment on it. But the evergreens up here, or if you could figure out these cards so that the pieces were all the same, or just cut another one if you need to. But that's cheating. This is using up the stuff that you have, not cutting new pieces just to make it work. But yeah, I probably would do that. So there, you guys, that's just a second idea with the scraps that you got. And honestly, you got another 2 more scraps from the other side. So this could make a cute, like a, what do you want to call it? Like a landscape card instead of portrait. Stick that on there like that and go this way with it across there. So there's all kinds of, you got actually probably 2 more card ideas that you could do with that. So that's it. Let me go back. I just want to quick pop back and say goodnight. Dawn, yes, you would probably cut a new piece. And I would just not make the card, or I would also cut a new piece because that's just how I roll. I would you try and use the scraps, but if they don't flow right, then maybe if you make enough of these cards, you'll have enough scraps. If you make 2 that are exactly the same, or vice versa with switching these 2 around, and then the next card, swap them, then you would probably have the right pieces that you need to make these extra cards. So with each card, you should be able to get like 3 out of it. So little fun tip for the day. So that's it, you guys. I'm not going to keep you any longer. It's just my Christmas card night. And I will be back again. Should be back on Wednesday night. I'm going away on Thursday to another retreat, but I should still be here Wednesday. I should be packed and ready to go, right? I'll probably still be packing Thursday morning. But anyway, I will be back. You guys have a great weekend, and I thank you for taking time out of your Friday night to watch me, to comment, to share, to do everything, and help me grow. So you guys enjoy, and I will be back. Good night.